What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about 27 different altcoins in this video. I will be doing 27 price predictions across 27 different coins. If you're interested in what coins I'm talking about, go ahead and check the list in the description below. I will leave timestamps, the appropriate timestamps with the corresponding coins in the description, so you can just kind of click through. I do encourage everybody to watch the whole video all the way through. It helps push the content. You know, the longer the view time, the better, but I get it. You know, if you're just here for your coin or a couple coins, I get it. I don't blame you, but always appreciate the people that stick around for the whole video. Appreciate everybody who hits the like button and subscribes, and I'm sure you guys appreciate if I keep this intro short. So let's get into it, right? 27 coins. The first one is XLM. We're going to talk about it. It's for Buki. A lot of the people that have requested coins here, some of these requests have been outstanding for about a week or so. So I do apologize for that, but we're gonna get back on top of these requests, guys. It won't get like this out of hand ever again, but or at least I hope it doesn't. But XLM, first and foremost, let's get started, okay? And we have talked about XLM in the past week, but formally this is the requested request, so let's do it. All right, so from a high to a low, the last cycle high, right, in 2021 May to the low that we had in December 2022, we're at the 0.5. We're about halfway through our bear cycle, right? And we did this bear cycle. Look at how long it took to form. Then we had a crab cycle, right? Bear cycle down, crab cycle sideways, right? And then our bull just really started, right? We're about 3 weeks into our bull cycle for XLM, and you've already given back half of the move that it took you to form all this time. So XLM definitely looking like it's got a bright future. That's a lot of volume coming in. It's not the most volume, but it's the most volume we've seen since 2021, and that came in last week, right? We're already almost halfway through that volume, and we have 4 days and 20 hours left in this week. This looks phenomenal. I do expect that we're going to continue to grow. Generally speaking, whenever you see a bear cycle like this and you get a long phase of accumulation like this, I normally expect the minimum target to be whenever you break out of this zone, you just basically go right up to your 61869. If you don't go there, you normally go here. So it's basically between, you know, anything from 31.5 cents to 60.5 cents are your targets, right? This whole range is your target. And the thing is, that's not where it stops. That might be where it takes a little break and then it continues. But I very much believe XLM will see new all-time highs by the end of the cycle. But for the time being, just to keep it relevant, you are very hot in your RSI. You're not quite at 90, but you're getting there. It wouldn't be crazy if you pulled back to like 17.7 cents first and then you moved up. But I really do expect the minimum target would be 31.5 cents. You're at 22.8 cents now. Maximum target would be 60 cents, and these are targets that I have for the end of the year. You really could exceed these by the end of the year, but these are, you know, minimum targets, this area by the end of the year. I would be surprised if you were only, I would genuinely be surprised if you did not break 40 cents by the end of the year. But let's look at the more immediate stuff. Yeah, you know, you've got a little double top in your RSI. You're hanging out, you've been overbought for a little while, but you're not really doing anything, right? You've been in this overbought zone for a little while, and you're not doing anything with it. Your volume is dying, so I wouldn't be surprised if you pull back to your 382. Pretty common thing to do, you know, stair-stepping your way up on these fibs here. If we look at the low, the relative low here to the relative high, look at that. It's right there. It's perfect. It's literally perfect. So you probably pull back to about 17 to 18 cents, probably closer to that 17-cent area, and then resume your run up. If not, you don't have to pull back. This is that time of the market where things can just go and go and go. But looking at the 4-hour RSI, looking at the daily, looking at the volume, it would make sense to me that you go back below 18 cents, but yet above 17 cents. So that's XLM. That's my prediction for the immediate terms, and you know what to expect afterwards, right? It rhymes with upside. All right. What's upside, dog? Let's see. The next one is Mana at the request of Boss Lady Bree. We're doing this for you. Let's see here, 39.16. We're not going to look at it on Coinbase. Maybe we can. Maybe we can. Yeah, we'll look at it on Coinbase. All right, guys, I'm really excited about Mana. Maybe we should look at it on Kraken. It's got more historical data, whatever. It makes it a more complete chart, right? This just kind of looks weird, kind of by itself, but this is a more bullish looking chart, right? It very much is one of the more bullish looking charts in crypto. You've got this just like straight channel upwards, you know, higher highs, higher lows, dramatically higher lows, cycle to cycle. Your lows, in fact, have come in right at your previous cycle highs. Beautiful structure in the chart. It really is beautiful. I think that you are set up to see new all-time highs, just like XLM, but you haven't broken out of your zone yet, right? So that's kind of exciting that you're still down here, right? You're up 35% this month, but it's still early. This is one of those coins that when people ask me, is it too late to get into crypto? This is one of those coins I throw people, because I think for a lot of coins they've moved up. This one just hasn't yet, and there are a lot of coins that haven't yet that will still do really well. this kind of phase in the market before the dominance drop, I think drops, is to distract people. There's a lot of coins that'll pump. They'll pump really hard, and then they'll probably take a break. By the time the Bitcoin dominance drops, that's when the main portion of the market will pump, and then all the coins that pumped before the dominance drops, they'll pump, but they might not pump as hard. So then you've got people who they're invested in coins like this that are boring right now, right? They put it, they sell this, the boring one, for the coin that exploded, like XLM. Then they buy XLM at the high. And then now that XLM is going to chill for a second, dominance could drop any day now. And then that could send this thing shooting through the roof, right? So don't make the mistake. All I'm trying to say, and I feel like I'm saying it very poorly, is don't make the mistake of selling your boring coins for the exciting coins. You're never going to catch a pump that way. You need to endure the boring times to get the exciting times, okay? It happens overnight, and it seems so easy when you're looking at it retrospectively, but when you're a part of it, you know you had to go through the sideways boring times. So enough of the preaching, though. If I keep doing that, we're not going to get through this video quick enough. I'm only on the second coin. Let's get into it, okay? All right, 39 cents right now. You're at the base of this accumulation zone, right? I did not draw the fib all the way down. Maybe I should, because this low is pretty far away. And that 382 does line up with these over here. Not that that's how you would do it, but I wouldn't be surprised if you found a little bit of resistance on your 382, and being that comes in line with previous areas of resistance here, that could make sense, right? I don't expect, however, that you will come back down to the bottom as you did this time, I think this time you might consolidate, or you could just break straight through. And regardless of how it is, like I said, with XLM, when you're in this accumulation phase, generally from a high to a low, I expect that you're going to retrace at least to the 61869 zone, if not to the 786-886 zone. And again, I very much do expect Mana to see new all-time highs by the end of the cycle, right? $14, $46, the world is your oyster, right? You're at 39 cents now, so 100x is very possible with this coin, man. It's a very solid coin too. It's a solid project. It's the first metaverse crypto project that ever existed, right? I think that there's some significance to that. Everybody was saying Mana is worse than Sandbox, and Mana has actually overtaken Sandbox in market cap for the first time in a while, or at least last I checked it has. But enough about that. Again, I think the minimum target would be $1.67 to $4.06, and these are targets that I would establish by the end of the year. As crazy as it seems, we're at 39 cents now. $1.67 to $4.06 by the end of the year is what I'm expecting. And now I say by the end of the year. It could be by the end of January, to be completely fair. I'm expecting that we see the dominance drop, the Bitcoin dominance drop this year. But if it happens late December, then that would mean that this move might ignite late December, and then we wouldn't carry on until probably like late January. That would be when we're here. So it is, the timing's kind of weird. It really does depend on when the altcoin season starts, whenever dominance drops and altcoins take off. I do think this is part of that kind of thought, right? It's not going to move up until the dominance drops. I think all the coins that have moved up while the dominance hasn't dropped yet, I think they've made themselves known, right? But this one might depend on that. So waiting for the dominance. Hopefully it comes before like too late this year. If not, that would mean that this expected area at a minimum would come in probably by the end of January. The end of the year targets will just be shifted 1 month over. That's what I would say, okay? Because when the dominance drops, when this thing does break out, it's going to be phenomenal. But I will say that if the dominance doesn't drop, we don't get this minimum target by the end of the year, I would very much expect that we are above 75 cents by the end of the year, right? We're at 39 cents now. So I would expect that we definitely see some solid growth between now and the end of the year, regardless. Looking at the weekly RSI, it's looking so strong, so great. Volume's looking decent. Daily RSI looks great as well, very strong. I wouldn't be surprised if you just kept going, right? That's probably the best. I didn't need all these words, man. The best analysis I could give is you were down, you were up, you were down, you were up, you were down, well, you're going to go up. It's simple as that. 75 to 85 cents, something like that. In the near term, certainly potentially by the end of this month, if not by the end of the year, I would expect that you're there or higher, right? So that's Mana. Great things expected, man. I bought more Mana. I'm so happy. I'm happy every single time I buy Mana, but I bought some right here, and then like literally 2 days later, went up. Love it. And we're down now, but whatever. Isn't it crazy? Mana was down at 26 cents just the other day, literally this month. And now we're at 39 cents, and we've moved up so much, and it's not like so much, but we've moved up a good bit in a short period of time for how boring it was for a while, right? And it's like it feels boring again. It's so quick to be boring, you know? And it's not. Like if it moves up like this is not a boring phase, but just these past few days, it's just funny. I feel like my attention span, at least for me, it's very small with crypto. I think everybody can relate to that. But BLZ, maybe I shouldn't say attention span. Maybe I should say patience. I don't know. But I've got patience, man. You learn how to get patience. This blue Zell looks like it's going through an inverse head and shoulders pattern very, very clearly, right? Your volume dying off as you get into your, yeah, it looks pretty damn clear. It's not the most perfect, though, I will say, actually. But you do have this like left shoulder head, right shoulder kind of look. I would expect that you break out to the upside. If it's not an inverse head and shoulder, whatever you want to call it, it could be a 618 golden ratio retracement from the low to high here, right where you hit the golden pocket, these two white lines there. You're back above it, right? You got below it for 1 week and then you just rocketed bullish engulfing candle right above it. So I do believe you're done going lower. I think that you're just biding your time and you will probably, you could go lower than your current price. You could go back to about 10 cents. I just don't think you'll go lower than this low at about 9 cents. So, but if you go lower from here, not by much. I think that the upside outweighs the downside by a lot. I mean, your minimum target from here is like 19 cents minimum target, right? You could hit 27 cents, no problem. This thing, when it wants to run, it really does run. You've got some very severe bullish divergence on your weekly RSI, right? And that could have been this move here. But oftentimes with these kind of moves, man, with these kind of divergences, even if the divergence has fulfilled itself, this is like a premonition of good things to come most of the time, right? And especially you culminate that with the fact that you're finding support at the 61869. So I would say moving up in no time, right? By the end of this year, I would expect that you're up at 19 cents or higher, right? You could be even at new relative highs to this cycle, but I'm not anticipating that personally. I'm expecting that to happen probably by the end of January, if not sometime later in the year of 2025. But yeah, it looks good. Daily RSI looks good. Weekly RSI looks good. I really wouldn't expect that you actually go lower than like 10.7 cents, but you could, if this inverse head and shoulders look goes away and you go all the way back down to like 9.7 cents, it's okay. As long as you're getting a higher low, I'm not worried about it. So just do that, get a higher low. And in fact, I want to see what is your relative fibs here from a low to a high, tipping the 618, the golden ratio, literally tipping it. Beautiful. Went up to your 236. As long as I would like to see you find support on the 0.5 or here or higher, whatever, but 10.8 cents would be a nice area of support. If it doesn't hold, it's not the end of the world. It would just look nice. And ultimately, yes, I think we're in the midst of a move that'll take us up to 19 cents or higher very, very soon. Blue Zell, I think, has a bright future ahead of it. That one was also at the request of Boss Lady Bree. Lunacy is the next one for Flower Child. Shout out to Teresa. All right, let's see here. On the monthly, that will do it. Yeah, we can do that, right? Luna Classic. Looks like it wants to move up. Yeah, weekly RSI looks fine. I think you do. I'm not phased by last week at all. I don't think you're going to sell off. You're probably just working your way up to 0.00015, 0.00169, and you could go higher. You absolutely could be working your way up overall to 0.000436, but 0.00015, 0.0000169, those are your immediate targets, right? I wouldn't be surprised, especially with how you're looking on the fib so far, if you found resistance there, pulled back to just above where you are now, and then continue to move up, right? Something like that. I don't know about the pace, right? The way that I have that drawn, you'd be up here by April. I don't know if that's an appropriate pace. Maybe it is, but just drawing it, not focusing on the timing, more the price action, what I would expect, right? You move up to this area, then you pull back. Move up to this area, you might consolidate for a second, and then you'll finally see new relative highs. I do think you're on your way to seeing new relative highs. You just look at this thing for what it is. It's got this, I call it the reverse bow, and I've explained why, but there's probably a name for this, but it's where you get like a W, but there's an M in the middle of your W, right? It's like if you had a bow and arrow, you put your arrow through here, right? The arrow should go this direction, but it doesn't, right? Or the arrow would go that direction, but your price action goes the opposite direction. That's why I call it the reverse bow. I've been doing technical analysis for 8 years, right? There are people who've been doing analysis way longer than me that have probably identified this exact pattern. There's probably a name for it. Maybe it's just a double bottom. I don't know what the name is, but it's a W with an M in the middle of it, right? And sometimes we see these M's with W's in the middle of them too, right? That happens a lot as well, right? And very common, obviously, with double bottoms and double tops. That's how you get that. But anyways, the expectation would be, yes, that you see relatively higher highs than this in time. So it looks good. I think you're poised to go up. You're just taking your time, being strategic about it. You might even move down a little bit in the meantime, but the amount of downside you have is going to be insignificant to the amount of upside you have over the coming days, weeks, months. You know, Lunacy, ACT. Is that the next one? ACT for Mr. Hat. Is that? Did you? Is that right? Let me go make sure here. Hold on. Let's see here. Oh, I went too far back. Let's see here. ACT USD. Oh, okay. It's a DEX coin. That's right. Okay. Cool. Pajamas, you guys, up above 1 cent yet again. Killing it, man. Killing it, you guys. Act 1, the AI prophecy. I'm pretty sure this is the one you wanted, but I'm gonna double check, right? I'm just gonna click the link you sent me. You guys won't be able to see it because it's on a different tab, but I'm just gonna make sure it's this one. Yeah, it's this one. Okay, cool. Thought it was, but you never know, right? There's so many different coins, man. Wait. Yes, it's the exact same one. Okay, cool. Log. Gonna log it. You probably don't need to with this coin. You probably don't need, but I'm going to because I like log. Let's see. High to low here, relatively speaking. Went all the way up to your 2272. You tipped it very precisely. So you've probably got some trading bots involved with this thing, which a lot of these low cap coins, right? The people that make it, they're going to have trading bots to help like market make stuff. You know, it could be just a coincidence, but I don't think it is, man. High to low, only significant high to low, you hit your 2272. That's a deep extension hit. Nice move. Yeah, you're probably going to pull back from here, right? Normally, okay, so I mean, minimum target after you hit the 1272, when you pull back, you expect to find support on the 886, the 1886, and then continue. But generally speaking, if I find resistance on the 2272, I actually more often look for that 1618 personally. But you could find support on the 1886. It's just less likely. I'd say it's like 60-40. You know what I mean? It really either or. It's not that big of a difference, but 60% chance there, 40% chance there. More often you go to the 1618. So expect prices to go down to 25.5 cents, if not at least 42.8 cents. You're at 53.3 cents now. Nice opportunity to buy the dip. This is a meme coin, or this is a random, DEX coin. It could have a lot more dramatic dips. The rules are more flexible with stuff like this. So just be prepared for that, right? But that's a lot of volume that came in. I would expect you have continuation. I would, personally. And with the respect you're showing on the fibs, that I don't know. If as long as you're finding support at key areas, I would expect then that you keep showing significance and respect on the fibs going higher, right? Your next minimum target for your high after finding your low, which would be at like 42.8 at a minimum to 25.5 cents at a minimum. Your next price target that I would expect to be like $1.76. And if you find support on 42.83 cents, I would think you probably go to the 2886, which isn't listed on here, but what would the 2886 be? Let's see. We'll just make it right here. 2.886. There we go. That's how you do that, in case anybody didn't know. Yes, you can make your own fib levels. They don't even have to be fibs. They could just be random numbers, but that'd be $3. If you, I would say, Mr. Hat, if you find support on 42.83 and you don't go to the 1618, you have a stronger chance of seeing prices around $3 by the end of this next leg up. And you could go deeper, man. This is obviously a very strong move, but my best guess, a little bit of downside, then some more upside. I don't think it's done here. Next request is Brett. Good old Brett from Unlawful Law. What's up, Unlawful Law? Let's see here. I like using Bybit, I think, right? They've got like the most historical data on TradingView, at least. 17 cents right now. Looking bullish, bro. Oh, Brett's about to break through the roof, you guys. Oh, we made this should have gotten its own video, because this thing's about to see new all-time highs. Absolutely it is. Yes, no doubt in my mind. I would be shocked if you saw a significant pullback from here. You could pull all the way back down to like 12.32 cents. You could. I doubt you'd go too much lower. I mean, maybe you could go all the way down to like 11.6 cents, maybe. But I doubt you go much lower than that area, right? These previous areas of resistance. But I don't think you do, right? You broke up here. You broke up above these areas here. You already came back down and found support like twice, 2 different given weeks. And you rocketed up here with more volume. You're consolidating right around your all-time highs. Dude, I think you're going to 27 to 41 cents by the end of this year. If not, maybe I shouldn't say by the end. This, I feel confident by the end of this year, but this could be more so by the end of this move, which again, end of this year, you could be here. End of the move could be, oh, wait, the end of the year is all the way over here. You know, I mean, maybe it is like that, right? Maybe you go here and then you consolidate for December and then you continue going up, whatever. That wouldn't be the end of the move, though, would it? Right? That's a whole different move. So I don't know. Maybe you do actually have a pretty good chance of going to 41 cents. Sorry, I thought the end of the year was right here. I was looking at it. It says December there, but I forgot I was on the daily time frame. So the end of the year is way over here. I think you have enough time, like with the the rate of growth you're going. And how this thing moves, yeah, I think you could really be above 40 cents by the end of the year, but at a minimum 27 cents. You're on your way to new all-time highs. That's really all I have to know. And the really exciting thing is it doesn't actually have to stop at 41 cents. You could see deeper extensions. This is just the primary target zone. You could go about 57 cents, you know, who knows, but Brett does have a pretty high market cap, does it not? We'll look at it real quick. Brett, yeah, 1.6, but that's not actually that bad, right? Pretty high. You could do a lot of damage with that, man. You could still do tens of X's, 30X, 40X. You know, you could do some damage. So that is well within your realm of possibilities, let alone higher. But by the end of the year, yes, those are the target areas, if not higher, is what I would guess. And I think you're going to start breaking out soon. Like by the end of this month of November, you actually really could be at 27 cents, right? Like you really could be. And then instead of it being by the end of the year that you're here, end of the month that you're here, and then this would be your end of the year target or higher, you know, something like that. But Brett, I hope that helps. That's at the request of Unlawful Law. We're going to talk about Shiba as the next one here, SHIB. And maybe I'll do crypto for the all-time history reference. This is at the request of Ronnie. Ronnie, you wanted me to talk about Shiba, HBAR, and Dogelon, Mars, ELON. You wanted me to do all-time high predictions, and I can do that for these ones because they actually have had a past cycle. So we do have a cycle high to a cycle low, right? Which gives us a very official fib to project out for all-time highs, right? I don't have to do any fundamental analysis or like give it more thought than that. I can just look at these numbers and say, hey, 0.00018 to 0.00047 is your target area, right? That is the possible target area. If we move all the way up to the 1272, that's a 662% move. If we look at Shiba's price action now, it's at a $14 billion market cap. Okay, $14 billion times 6.6. Let's, you know, like that's already basically like 100. You're over 80 billion at that point, right? I don't know, man. Because that right there, that puts you at like a $300 billion market cap. I'm not saying it's impossible because I expect Dogecoin to see, like, I really do. I know it sounds crazy, guys, but I expect Dogecoin to see a $600 billion market cap by the end of this cycle. And Shiba's like Dogecoin's little brother. It's like the wannabe Dogecoin. So it can get a whiff of that at that price action, right? As it is now. But Shiba, like Dogecoin, I don't expect it to do crazy things like it did last cycle, right? I think it's already insane. I feel dumb saying it, but from the current price of 40242, you have a chance maybe of seeing a 19.2x. I really don't believe it by the end of the cycle. Yes, but even this is pushing it, honestly, man. Like even that's pushing it pretty hard right there. Let alone the 1414. You know, but time will tell. You know. Because that's going to put it at like $150 billion market cap right there. Give or take 10 billion. Yeah, those are your targets, man. 3018, 3027, 3047. And it just gets less likely the higher up you go, right? So unfortunately, I don't expect too many crazy things for Shiba, but I would expect you see a higher high than this by the end of the year. If not by the end of the year, you know, potentially then by the end of this move, which could be end of January, end of April, who knows? But yeah, I think you're on your way up. I do think that you're bullish. As long as Dogecoin's bullish, I think you're bullish. Daily RSI looks great. Weekly RSI looks great, right? But you wanted me to do all-time high stuff, so we don't need to go over that. Let's do HBAR for Ronnie. Yes, Shiba and Dogecoin are some of the lower-lying fruit when it comes to overall potential gains from here on through the rest of the cycle. But they're probably safer investments than 90% of crypto out there. So there's benefits to that, right? Lower reward, lower risk. If you're putting money in that matters to you, that you're trying to change your life with and save for the future, you want those lower risk options, at least for the heavy investments, right? It's always fun to have some small investments, right? I've had some small investments that were like insignificant to my portfolio, they've gone up recently, and they're actually significant parts of my portfolio now. So I got to reallocate, but I don't have to. But that's just good risk management. Anyways, Hedera Hashgraph HBAR, nice month this month, up 167%, 12.4 cents right now. Love to see it. Good job, HBAR people. This week, 37% up. You've got a little bit of a wick. I'm not worried about it at all. You look very fierce in your RSI. Daily RSI also looks very fierce. Nice, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if this move continued up to the 61869. So you might pull back. You might pull back to the 382 around 10 cents. You might, but you don't have to. You know, regardless, if you do, you're at 12.4 cents now. You could pull back to 10 cents, so you could drop another 20% or so from here, right? But I don't think. I would think by the end of November, you're above 20 cents, okay? You're at 12.4 cents now. Regardless of the downside, the upside outweighs it. You're going to be above 20 cents. You might even be as high as like 24 cents. But, oh, you weren't asking for that. You were asking for all-time high predictions. All-time high for HBAR. That's right. HBAR. For Ronnie. We're at $4.6 billion. 4.6. From here, the minimum target, that would give you, let's call it that's basically a 10x. So that'd be 46 billion. Maybe we can call it 40 billion because it's a little bit less, 43 billion, something like that. Then you're getting a little bit, I think that's a possible target, right? That would be a 25x, 25 times 4 would be 100, but 4.6, it'd be like 125. Is that right? Like 100, just under like 120. Is that right? Am I doing my math wrong? I hope I'm not. I don't think so. Yeah, these are possible targets. You know, HBAR could even see higher than that. I genuinely think HBAR deserves a market cap of above 100 billion, and who knows, it could be worth several hundred billions, maybe 200, 300 by the end of this cycle. When I say it deserves that, I just mean temporarily. I don't know if it deserves that permanently. I don't know what the actual value of this crypto should be, but I could just see it. I could see it gaining these prices. Really, my minimum expectation by the end of the cycle for HBAR would be $1.21. Very practical expectation would be something between $1.80 to $3.15, and I really like that $3 area. I really think that you will hit $3.15. And then less practical, but still on the docket, it's possible, would be $6.62. You know, it might sound crazy. It might sound crazy, but I think you could do it. I really do think you could do it by the end of this cycle. There's your HBAR. Let's talk about Dogelon now. ELON, Dogelon, Mars. All right. Okay. Is this like Elon's celebrity coin, or would it be FLOKI? You know, like I don't know. Let's see. High to low here, all the way down to the 0.069. After hitting the 382, yeah, I think you're moving up. I think you look fine. I think you look fine. Dogelon kind of reminding me of a lot of coins right now, right, where it's like it's just pulled back. It's in this long phase of accumulation. It's yet to break out. When it does break out, I think you're going to very fast move to this. Is that 6075 to 6095? End of the cycle predictions, harder to say. Does this one see new all-time highs? Does it stop at the 886, 786 area? Very common. Does it see a double top, which is also very common, or even just slightly higher? You know, all those things are possible. But if we assume that it does well, if Dogecoin does as well as I think it'll do, I would assume that Elon, all the main Doge spin-off meme coins from last cycle, I would think they would do well. Elon was one of them. FLOKI was one of them. SHIB was one of them. There's probably some others that I'm forgetting right now, but maybe Elon can see prices at 5063. Maybe it could see prices at 40s too by the end of the cycle. It's possible. Time will tell, though. I want to see, you know, this one, Ronnie, I would say we're not really going to know until we get there, right? I would like to see how it interacts with this, right? If it's August next year and you're not even above this, I would think you're probably not going to see new all-time highs. I mean, maybe. It really all depends actually how you're breaking out to it. You could, I don't know. We should keep track of this. If you want like a really accurate prediction on what the all-time high potential is, we basically just have to track it as we go, as we break these key significant levels at the golden ratio at the 886, right? Because right now I really don't know how it's going to perform. These targets are there. I would expect it at least goes here. I would expect that it at least goes here, but will it see new all-time highs? I'm not entirely sure. If it does, 5063, 4019, either of those targets or anywhere in between would be appropriate, I think. But that's that. That's Elon. Let's move on to XRP for the Unleavened Baptist. XRP here. We'll look at it on crypto. XRP finally having that monthly move up, more than 100%. Yeah, we've been calling for that for months now, guys. You know, I'm not going to be one of those people that's like, I told you, because we've been talking about it for like all year, right? So it finally happened. It's not that I was wrong about this happening, but we've been expecting it, sure, but I wouldn't have expected that it was this month. If earlier this month you asked me, I would have said it could be this month, it could be next month, it could be January. We don't know, right? But any time now, that's what we've been saying all year. It's like any time now we're going to break out. So you're seeing that. It's nice to see. Love XRP going up. I love the XRP army. XRP army chilled out a lot, guys. Whenever the XRP army first came about in like, what was it, 2018? No. 2014. Maybe I just didn't interact with anyone from the XRP. Maybe you guys just weren't obnoxious until the 2018 times. But this like humbled you guys. I don't know. And then ever since the SEC lawsuit, everybody in crypto's been on your side. So it's I don't even know. There's a lot of annoying people in XRP, I feel like, back here. And now it's like I feel like you guys are the people that, at least me personally, I'm rooting for you. I'm hoping that you guys kill it. I'm hoping that you get to rub it in everybody's faces, right? Because there's been a lot of hate thrown at XRP. Brad Garlinghouse recently had a meeting with Trump, right? Or something like that. Or he has a meeting with Trump, something like that. I don't know. Big things happening, guys. XRP is a U.S. company. No capital gains taxes on XRP for the coming year, for 2025, and for the next 4 years probably. If Trump passes that bill that he says he's going to, which I think he would. I don't think he would just say that if he didn't have intentions behind it. But who knows if it gets passed, right? High to low. Breaking above your golden ratio. Looking frisky on your monthly and your weekly RSI, looking very powerful. I love that you just tore right through that 618, right? Tipped it for resistance, found support on your 382, and then boom, busted right through it. Next target area, just like last time, would be the 786 to the 886 zone. And you really could top off right around here. I would expect that. So probably $1.60 to $2.26. You're at $1.08 now. That'll be where this move takes a break. And then it will continue higher. But yeah, I think it's a good time to buy if anybody's wondering, right? You missed most of the moves so far, at least for this move up. You missed most of it, but you haven't missed most of what's to come afterwards, right? I do believe XRP stands a chance of seeing prices well above $10 by the end of the cycle. But that remains to be seen. You know, we'll see. I do expect new all-time highs. And what's really cool right now, you guys, is whenever you go up to these areas that I'm expecting, this next target area, which I'm very certain you will, you're going to break this, right? Come on. You're going to break out of this zone here. Have you broken out of it? You've like tipped out of it, but you haven't yet. This is probably why right now you're consolidating, right? It's just because of this little line here. Once you get above it, though, you're going to make a straight shot up another $1. You're going to be above $2 before you know it, man. I really don't think that if you break above this, you're going to stop like at the same highs here, or if you do, it's going to be for a short amount of time. So I think 226, just above there, makes sense to me. And then you pull back, you consolidate a little bit, whatever. But yeah, up. XRP, spent too much time on that one. ALGO for the Unleavened Baptist as well. Coinbase, looking bullish, up 19%. Man, you've had a nice couple 3 weeks, 26%, 32%. If you guys are wondering what I'm doing, if you're seeing me doing this, I'm not talking to the Secret Service. I'm not like, yeah, tell me what to say. I got like this scab on my ear, and it's bleeding. So I'm like just rubbing it. I don't know. Trump's not lying, guys. Ears are bleeders. Like I've got this little cut on the back of my ear, and it actually is. It's a prolific bleeder. Anyways, high to low on ALGO, 382 to the 069. We've seen that a couple times in this video, huh? That's kind of interesting. Not that interesting, but just something to note, right? It does happen often, but normally you get the 236 to the 069, not the 382. But anyways, up probably above the 382, you have this nice W shape. I think algo's on its way. You know, if you think about it like this, just like mana and compound and a lot of these, it's been an accumulation phase for a little while for you know, at least this past year, but really even going back to 2022, you were in this range. So the very end of 2022, you know, albeit, but get above this 382, I would expect you move right on up to your 61869. 75 cents to 96 cents. I think that's the move that you're in the middle of now. You could, of course, go through it, but I would expect you go here. I would even expect you find resistance. You probably pull back, find support at the 0.5 or around this previous area of resistance. You might even pull all the way back to your 382 and find support at this previous area of resistance, this previous area of resistance, and this previous area of support. You really could do that, so don't be thrown off if you move all the way up to 75, 96 cents, and you move all the way back down to 33 cents. It's pretty normal, actually, to see these kind of maneuvers on the fibs, but we'll see. Nonetheless, you know, the first stop, I think, would be 75 to 96 cents. I think that's where you're going. You just got overbought in your weekly RSI. I don't think it stops here. Daily RSI, looking a little bit hot, looking a little bit like you've got some bearish divergence, double bearish divergence. Let's see. Volume's dying. Maybe algo does pull back. You're at 22 cents now. Maybe you do pull all the way back to 16 cents first. I don't know if you do, man. I don't know if you do. It looks like you would. I don't think you do. I'm not going to get tripped up by you, algo. I don't think you do you? I think you pull down from here. I do think you go a little lower, yes. I don't think you go all the way back to 16 cents, though. I would be surprised if you got below 18 cents. I bet you do go a little bit lower, but then you probably move up afterwards. So yes, I think you're in the midst of this move. Week to week, it's going to seem like it's moving up in a straight line, but over the next few days, maybe even over the next week, you might consolidate a little bit and then come up, right? You might not even be above this high by the end of this month, but going into next month, I think that you would be, and really you'd start to shine. I think you'll be up in that area or above this price at least by the end of the year for sure. So yeah, it looks like it wants to move up. Any downside from here is going to be negligible compared to what's to come for the upside. So that's algo. Let's talk about Turbo for Flower Child. Good old Turbo, baby. Turbo chilling, pulling back, kind of like I've been expecting it to, right? I forget what my last video was. I don't know if it was last week or the week before. It might have been right at these lows. I don't know, but I'm calling for it to go back. I'm actually kind of concerned for Turbo. I want to look at it again because somebody was talking on the live stream. They were saying how crazy the volume was. This is crazy, guys. That's a lot. That is a lot of volume for this market cap, and it's normally a good thing. But why aren't you doing good things? Why are you moving down? Yeah, that's not a good thing in itself, right? And I think at one point it had more volume than its market cap was, and that's normally not a good thing, guys. It really isn't. So I do think Turbo has topped off. There could be something wrong with Turbo, man. I don't know, and I'm not trying to put that out there. I'm not trying to scare anybody out of their positions, you know. But I hope I'm wrong. I don't know. I really don't know anything about this project at all. I know what you guys have told me. That's about it, but I haven't really done too much research into it. All I know is price action, and I know a little bit about like volume analysis and stuff like that. And just from what I've seen on the volume, like it's a little bit concerning. Right? You want good volume, and this is good volume for your market cap. Don't get me wrong, but you're moving down, so that's good for the move down is what my thought is. I don't know. You don't have bearish divergence on your weekly RSI. You don't have bearish divergence on your daily RSI, though your daily does look like it wants to go down. Your weekly getting a little bit overbought and then coming out like this isn't the best look, breaking below the 60. I wouldn't be surprised if you move down from here. The minimum expected target from here would be something around half a cent, and you're at 0.83 cents right now. But you could go lower. I don't know, guys. It depends. This next month will be very telling for Turbo. It'll be very telling. I'm not excited for the coming days or weeks. I think it is going to go down. This one has me a little concerned, but maybe I'm wrong. Like don't weigh into that too heavily, right? I wouldn't weigh into that too heavily, but this does look kind of like double top-ish, you know. And with that, I would expect you to go lower than this. And then maybe you find support at previous areas of resistance. which does that come in line with any fibs, any significant fibs, while I'm just painting this picture here? Right at your 382. I don't know. I don't know, man. You might have a pretty, what kind of drop would that bring you from the current price? That's an 83% drop, dude. I don't know. Okay, I don't know. I'm just saying. It doesn't look good right now. You want it to look good, what you need to do, you're going to move down, technically. But what you need to do is you need to hold support on the 61869. And really, you need to hold 0.0034 cents. $0.0034, actually. I don't know. We'll see. We'll keep tracking this. We'll talk about it week to week, day to day even, but I'm expecting some downside. I hope I'm wrong. I know a lot of people are exposed in turbo, but sometimes it's those really big ones that shit out. Something happens. Negative things happen sometimes. And there has been a lot of volume at this high. A lot of volume. That means that there's more volume than the market cap even, guys. There's so much volume. People are literally exchanging, right? There's people who are getting in at the absolute top. People who are getting out at the absolute top. That's shaky grounds, guys. Shaky grounds. Oh. And there always are, but just at that level of volume, it's crazy. High to low, all the way up to here. You're looking so productive, Pepe. Pepe at the request of Clouterson. We're doing this for you, my friend. 1618 to the 1272 pullback, right? Extension and then pulled back up to you're just so productive. It looks very, very good. I love this kind of structure. It kind of gives you a very clear map ahead, right? I would expect that you do move up past the 1886 to your 2272 at a minimum, which is at 4057. And the fact that you stopped here at your 1618 does give me the green light for the 2618 to come into play. So you could knock off a whole zero. You're at 4019. The end of this move, which could be by the end of this year, maybe it's by the end of January, but the end of this move would likely be above 0.0001. Yeah. If not, at least here, at least half that, right? But more to go. Definitely a lot more to go. You look good. Daily RSI, chilling. You're dude, I don't think you're going to move too much lower at all. Yeah, it's almost like a bull flag or a pennant, whatever you want to call it. It looks very, very good. Very healthy. High and tight consolidation. Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Kind of looks like a descending triangle here. I'm not worried about it, man. I think you're about to break out. You're really about to move up. Pepe looking good, guys. Good job. Looking frisky. Let's just double check this real quick here. I got it on that high already. I think that's fine. I really do, yeah. Maybe you're at 30 or 40197 right now. You could pull back to 4015. You could. I'm not expecting it, but you could. And if that happens, you're still fine. You're on your way up. It's just you might go down and then come up a little volatility first. So don't be scared. I'm not saying that because I expect it to happen, but I'm saying that because it could happen and it's okay. It's totally fine if it happens, right? So if you buy here and this happens, don't shit your pants. Just buy more or just wait because it will come back to you and it'll come back with a vengeance. I really do believe you'll knock off a zero, potentially by the end of this year, if not by the end of this move. But that's Pepe. Let's continue with SWFTCoin, SWFTC for Element. You're concerned that it hasn't moved up like the rest of the altcoins have. I wouldn't be concerned, man. It actually, watch. I'll show you why you're wrong. And I'm not saying that like you're wrong, but I'll just maybe correct the line of thinking, right? Because what you're thinking is it's not moving up like the rest of coins. I think what you should say is it's not moving up like some coins. Because most of the altcoin market is not pumping right now. Most of the altcoin market is not breaking out to new cycle highs or new relative highs. Most of them are actually just like this, right? And I'll prove that, right? We'll prove it right now. Let's compare others, right? Same price scale, sure, whatever price scale. We'll move it to here, right? We'll get it right to the top here on March. Right there. Okay, so I guess that actually doesn't help my case, does it? You are down a little bit compared to most of the market. Most of the market has rallied. Okay, so that's fair, but you're not really too down, right? Really, if you take it back further, SWFTCoin from its low is up a lot higher than a lot of coins are at this point in time, right? Like if you bought back in October of last year, if you bought over a year ago, you're still outperforming most of the market in SwiftCoin, even though it hasn't caught up yet. I do think that it will bounce. I do think that it will grow. Is that your 123? Got a 123 on there. Okay, cool. Sorry. It's just starting. This little green speck, you can't really even see it. I wonder if you guys can even see it, but it's right there. It's just starting. Very long moving average. Anyways, getting caught up in the nerdy stuff. Let's see here. I don't know why it was out of log. Did I do that? Did I do that? Have they all been out of log, or was it just SwiftCoin? Oh, it was because of the, okay, it was because of the comparison. Okay. I was like, that could screw up. I might have to redo this video. But no, high to low, went up to your 2272, pulled back to your 1272. You see the similarities, right, with your extensions, 2272 resistance, 1272 support. I think you're moving up. I think you're just waiting for your time. Probably like most coins, you're waiting for the dominance to drop in Bitcoin, and then you'll have your nice rise. Targets are at about a cent at a minimum, and you're at a third of a cent right now, just below there. So whether this is at the end of the year or likely probably by the end of this move, that would be my expectation, sometime maybe at the end of January, maybe even going into February. But I think that you're destined for the stars. I do think that you're going to move up. I wouldn't be worried about this at all, you guys. I think SwiftCoin's fine. I expect good things to come for SwiftCoin. Yeah. But what I'd like to see is get above 0.003832. Close any given week above there, and that could signal that it's time to go. Okay, so something to look for. But yeah, I think it's fine. Good time to accumulate. FLOKI is the next one. FLOKI USD at the request of Flower Child. All right, here we go. I know there's a lot of people who've had the same names with the requests in here, but that's just because I've let the requests go for so long. So they've requested it different days. It's not all at once, but let's see here. Almost like a cup and handle, kind of weird. Like, right, if I draw it, it's more obvious, like the cup and then the handle. But it's not a cup and handle because it is. So, I mean, I wonder if we took it out of log. Kind of. I've not as much. No, not so much. But anyways, really what it is all-time high back here, consolidating right below your all-time high, some kind of like bull flag. You're about to break out and go to new all-time highs. That's my thoughts with FLOKI. So, you're at $0.00024 right now. From a high to a low, consolidating in that 786, 886 around the 100 area. Kind of a sloppy consolidation, but nonetheless, it does look like really what you've done is you had these lower highs, you had these lower lows, and you've broken out of that now. I do think you're commencing your next phase. You've already commenced it. I think you're moving up to 0.001. You're at 3024. You're going to move up to 0.001, and that's your minimum target. You're on your way, right? By the end of the year, probably not. By the end of this move, good chance, very good chance. Yeah, I mean it could be by the end of the year, but I'm not gonna hold my breath over that. Daily RSI looks good. Yeah, man, you're doing all the right things. You're about to break out. You're about to see new all-time highs. Oh, from that relative high there to that relative low. Yeah, dude, you're going up. I'd say your next target, like in the more immediate term to focus on, would be 305, 0.0005. But you're not going to stop there. I don't think so. By the end of the year, yes, I think you're there. By the end of the year, you really could stand to get to 3077. Past that, that might be next year's thing, but by the end of this move, I would expect that you're at 0.001 or higher. Okay. There's FLOKI. Let's move on from there. SPX 6900 for Mr. Hat. Hold up. I'm going to delete this so that it's not there whenever I do it again. Oh, they don't do USD. SPX. I think that's the one. Okay, log on SPX 6900. Isn't this one that Murad is heavily invested into, or he's talked about himself? I don't remember. I wish I bought this thing back in September, man. I had no idea that it went on this kind of a rally. That's awesome. That is awesome. Yeah, did a 12x in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks. That's great, guys. And you're consolidating now. I wonder what you're going to do After doing a 12x in 5 weeks, you're just going to do a nice high and tight, and you're going to rip, right? Everybody on X.com, maybe not everybody, but I hear a lot of people on X.com talking about this coin. I don't remember a lot of people talking about this coin back here, so you know it's probably going to pull back. Probably that's just my safe assumption, right? Volume's dying off as you're here, right? But it did pick up this week when you started moving lower, so probably going down from a high to a low. You moved up to your 1886, didn't hit the 2272. You probably hit your 200 level. I bet you pull back to your 1618 to your 1272. So you're at 50.5 cents now, or wrapped ETHs. I would think it's 50.5 cents though. You're going to move down to 21.7 cents to 7.3 cents itself. That's a big range, guys, but yeah, you've got some dropping to do. If you want to buy SPX 6900, now is not the time. That's my genuine perspective, right? Let's look at some indicators besides just what I'm seeing on the charts and just see if there's any confluence there. Looking at the weekly RSI, yeah, yep. Yeah, you went from like 100, you're overbought, now you're not, yeah. Going to see some kind of retracement, guys. You've got to, right? And it was looking good. You were getting lower lows in your RSI with higher lows in the price. You had that hidden bullish divergence and nothing. No volume coming in. Volume started coming in on the downside. Now you're getting lower lows with lower lows. You look like you're breaking out of this range, yeah. SPX 6900, if I was in it right now, I'd be shitting myself because genuinely, you're going to drop at least 50% from here, guys. Really strong chance of going below 8 cents, though. Really, really strong chance of going below 8 cents. Around 7 to 8 cents is where I think you're going to go. And then it'll probably be a good time to get in. That's just my thoughts, but that's that's SPX 6900. Mr. Hat got you there. MYRO for Flower Child. Breaking out, consolidating, or pulling back to previous areas of resistance. I bet you continue to go. I like the daily RSI here. Weekly RSI also looking frisky. It does appear to me that you've broken out of this downtrend, right? Had the downtrend here, broken out of it. It looks like. You know, it was like something like that. I don't know. Maybe you broke out of it here, back tested it, and then continued. But I definitely think that you're going to go higher. If we look at the relative high to the relative low, 0.5. Yeah, you look great. You look great. You could go a little bit lower. You don't seem to respect these fibs too much. More on the resistance side, less on the support side, it seems. But you could go maybe down to 11.6 cents. You're at 12.6 cents now. Drop a cent. But I think really your target area is going to be 20.5 cents to 24 cents. That area is where you're going to go probably by the end of November, if not very early December. And then beyond that, obviously. But yes, upside in the short term. MYRO looking frisky. Like it. What's the next one? SD for JS14. Shout out to JS14. Stater. I've heard some people requesting this one recently, right? We look at it on the all-time history index. That's a nice look, guys. That's a nice look right there, actually. You're in areas of resistance that you found resistance for the last like year and a half now. So you probably find some resistance and then you move up, right? That's my thoughts. And you might have already, I mean, you've been up here for 3 weeks, so maybe you have found resistance already. Maybe you are ready to move up. I don't know. Daily RSI looking good. Yeah, you look like you want to move up higher. Yes. So I'm convinced you will. High here, low here. And maybe that's not the right one. Maybe I should do this high to low. Up to 216, maybe as high as 372. Maybe higher, but yes, you've got more to go. I think it wants to continue. Any downside from here is going to be very small and insignificant. It's an odd looking chart though, but I do think it moves up more. DIA for JS as well. Oh, I'm sorry, Flower Child. I'm sorry. You wanted all-time high predictions on MYRO. I can't do that. You know what? That's okay. I actually can't do that. So I don't have enough historical data. So I was about to go through because I realized you wanted me to do that, but I can't. I don't know. There's no way for me to do that accurately. It's just a wild guess at this point. It'd be a waste of my time and your time and everybody who's watching this. So I'm not going to do it, unfortunately. I've just learned in my time doing these requests, guys, which ones are within my capabilities and which ones are not within my capabilities of giving a somewhat accurate or maybe a really accurate or at least a try for an all-time high prediction, right? But whenever you don't have at least a cycle under your way, like at least a bear cycle or a bull cycle and a bear cycle, it's really hard, in my opinion, to gauge. 382 to the 069, it just keeps coming up. And this is on a much longer time frame too, but above your 382 now, you're on your way to $1.62 to $2.06. You're at 70 cents now. $1.62 to $2.06, $2.07 even. Could it be by the end of the year? Maybe. Going into next year for sure. I think you're moving up, man. I don't think you move too much lower. I think you're on your way up. Yeah, you're gonna move up very soon. Yep, to those target areas. DIA looking good. Good area for a buy, in my opinion. Honestly, this one could be the winner. It really could be. BABYPEPE. 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 The Trump shuffle. BABYPEPE. You wanted it wrapped BNB, so probably this one, yeah. Market cap here, volume here. Market cap here, volume. You wanted the wrapped BNB. But the wrapped ETH, bro, that's the one with the volume and the high market cap. This one's a spin-off. I'd get out of that, man. Right? I don't like that. Right? If there's multiple BABYPEPEs, even if they're all legit, the one with the most volume, the one with the highest market cap wins always. Just saying. But 3.7K in volume, hey, this is definitely the real one, right? This is the one that I've talked about before. We've got the charts on here. Let's see. Let me go to the weekly, and let's just see what we're looking at. Looks like I was calling for lower prices last time, so that's good, right? Well, that's cool. Let's see. I don't like it, man. I think it goes lower. I would not want to be in this thing right now. No offense to K Hearts. K Hearts, shout out to K Hearts. He's the one that wanted this. No offense. I don't like it. I really don't like it at all. Yeah, dude, you're going to new lows. This thing's dead. I would get out. If I had $1,000 in it and it dropped 90% and now it's worth $100, I would lick my wounds and take my $100, man. Use it for Christmas money or something. It's going lower. I don't like this chart at all. Sorry to say, but yeah, not a good one. MOODENG. Liquidity, volume, market cap. Are they the same? They're not the same. Huh. I think this is the right one, though, if I'm not mistaken. This one does have, oh, it has the lower market cap, actually. More volume. This is the one. This is the one. High to low here. Up to your 1414. Out of your 1272. You probably pull back a little bit. I bet you find support on the 100 at 33, 34 cents. You might not, though. I mean, you could pull back to 41, 42 cents and find support there as well. You're at 47.6 cents. Either way, a little bit of down and up, a little bit more down and then up. I think you're on your way up to like $1 or more. Yeah, I feel confident in that. But maybe a little bit of downside first. Just a little bit, right? That's all. So little, in fact, that I think it's fine if you bought here. But if you're patient, if you waited like maybe 3 days, you might actually have a better buying opportunity. It might even only be 2 days, but sometime soon I think there's going to be a buying opportunity. If not at 34 cents or around there, something at like 45 cents, 43 cents, 42 cents. Okay. MOODENG. Yeah. Woohoo. TRB. Full disclosure, you guys, I've had to go to the bathroom since about 5 minutes into this video, and we are about an hour into the video now. I am under pressure. No pun intended. TRB from a low to a high. Let's see. Not the best respect, not the best look. That's okay. TRB, by the way, at the request of Party Boy. What's up, Party Boy? How you doing, my friend? Good to hear from you, my man. That was a funny comment in your request, too, by the way. I liked that. That made me laugh. From the FIB perspective, I would think you move down lower. You're at $66.7. I think you move down lower. From an RSI perspective, though, it's harder to say. The daily looks like it wants to move up, and the weekly's neutral enough and bullishly postured even. I'm going to say you move up, counter to the fibs, and that's really just because you don't seem to be showing a whole lot of respect on the fibs, so why would I expect you to show respect on the fibs? Here you're showing a little bit of respect, and this actually looks more bullish. This adds to the case, double bottom, triple bottom even, on the golden ratio, and previous areas of resistance. I think you move up. 208, what? You're at 66 bucks. 218 would be your next target. Okay. All right. Teller. Looking frisky, I'm not going to lie. Yeah. Come on now. What was that? There we go. I think it's looking good, man. Yeah, I think you're about to move up. I think you're about to have another one of these real soon. You're at 66 bucks. You're going to move up to 218. Probably higher than that with time. Yeah, looking good. TRB. Raven coin's the next one. Raven for Mr. Party Boy. Let's see here. From a low to a high. Maybe I should take this low. Pulling back to 886. Raven coin, I don't think sees new all-time highs by the end of the cycle. It could, but really I do think it'll see prices higher than this, right? I think your next target really would be 8.2 cents. You're at 2.1 cents now. How long does it take to get there? It could take a while. It could take a while, right? It could take months. Weekly RSI looks fine. I'm sure the daily does too. The real immediate target, you're at 2.16. The real immediate target would be like 3.3 cents, 3.7 cents. I think that's a better representation of an immediate target, probably by the end of the year. If not by the end of the year, by the end of this move, which could be like January, right? Oh, no. Okay, I did the same thing again. I'm on the daily. Yeah, by the end of the year, I think safely by the end of the year, 3.3 cents to 3.7 cents is where you're going to be. If not higher, you could be higher, but I wouldn't expect you're above here by the end of the year. No, no, no. Yeah, looking good, though. Looking frisky on the daily, looking frisky on the weekly. And that 4 hour don't look bad either, so good job. Looking like it wants more upside, Raven coin. Nice. SLP, some smooth love potion for, is it Defcom BCH? Deflum BCH? Defcon? Defcom? Let me see. Let's find you, my friend. Where are we at here? Where are we at? Def WM. I'm sorry. Apparently I can't write. Oh, yeah, that is a W. Def WM BCH. Okay. We are talking about SLP for you, my friend. Crypto. Whew, weekly. Monthly. Yeah, so you had a bear market, a little bit of a bull market, and now you're just doing what most cryptos are doing, which is you're just being boring. You're waiting for your time. When the dominance drops, I bet you do have a nice steady retracement of this overall move. From a high here to a low there. Not to the 382, but still down to the 069. I think you're going to move up to the 61869 when the dominance drops. So probably sometime early next year. I would even guess by April, you're going to be at 5 to 7 cents. You're at a third of a cent now. Less than a third of a cent now. So looking frisky. Good area to buy. Neutral but bullish daily RSI. Bullish forming. And I like the weekly RSI. Yeah, I think you're going to move up. That's SLP. Let's talk about YFI for Flower Child. YFI and COS. Had a lot of hopes for YFI. I had a lot of hopes for Compound, YFI, Aave, and they've all just kind of been duds so far. But that's most crypto, right? They're just accumulating, waiting for that dominance in Bitcoin to come down. 382 to the 069, huh? It just keeps happening. 61869 is the immediate target action I would expect. Again, probably not by the end of this year, but by the end of April, maybe even by the end of January. You're at $6,100 now. You'll probably make a run right up to 28.6K to 36K itself. And yes, I do think YFI will see new all-time highs by the end of the cycle. $250,000 or more. Yeah. Yep. That's that. Costco. No, COS. It's just COS. Contentos. Muy contentos. I've never heard of this coin. It's been around for a couple cycles already. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like this chart. Let's wait and see what the dominance does. Like whenever the dominance drops, I bet you get a pop. Will you see new all-time highs? I don't know. 2.2 cents, 2.7 cents is your minimum target areas. You're at 0.7 cents right now, and you could go higher. I don't know how to feel about this chart. This one's giving me a headache. I don't want to do this one. I don't think I've ever said that before, but I really don't want to do this one. I think you move up. I'm confident you move up. I just don't know how high. You could blow through the roof, or you could really underperform. I don't know. It's not appropriate of me to guess, I think. But minimum target 1.6 to 1.8 cents from here. I definitely believe you get above this high, so that'd be like 5.3 cents or higher. But past that, I'm not totally sure of, because this thing's just so weird. Yeah, sorry, Flower Child. That one's weird for me. Not in like a bad way, just not in a clear way. DigiByte up 52% this month. Nice, a little bit of life there. Coming in at the critical moments that it needed to, just like most coins, right? Being boring right now. Hopefully you get a little pop when the dominance drops in Bitcoin from a high to a low. And I'll take that low, not the fake out low. I would expect your next target area would be this high here, probably around 2.3 cents. And really, genuinely, whenever you break out of this range, you're going to go all the way up to the 61869, which is at 5 to 6.3 cents. Okay, you're at 0.0089 right now. So up. That's all I got. Winner of this altcoin request video would be JS14 with DIA. I think DIA is the winner. But there were a couple other ones that were close that look like, and there might even be some. There's probably going to be at least one, if not a few, that could outperform it, but I'm just not as certain of it. So I'm very certain DIA has a really solid chance of outperforming most of these coins. If I had to pick a winner, that'd be it. So JS14, congratulations. Anyways, guys, that's all I got for you. If you like the video, hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this. Thank you all for being here. See you on the next one. Bye-bye.